Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is game 2 between Vitality and SK Gaming. SK Gaming currently leading 1-0 in this Valor series matchup. This is a best of 3, so there's a potential 2 games left if Vitality managed to actually make it back into this game. Now, we are on the draft phase, we got the bans down, we got Superman, Lindis, and Teamy removed by the Vitality side, whilst Max, Tulin, and Violet have been removed from the SK Gaming side. Now, an unusual pick coming in, Crashed being chosen by Vitality, not the most usual pick in the current meta, with Mouth being taken along with Wonder Woman from the SK side, and now Xennial and an obvious Liliana lock. They have to pick that mid just as soon as it's available. Now, with Tulin off the table, L'Oreal is the obvious pick to go for. Lumber, a very common pick at this point for a roamer. Something also to discuss. 2 main marksmen, or markswomen in this case, have been removed off the table, so I wouldn't put it totally off the table for both teams to take a full bruiser comp, and that is exactly what Vitality have just confirmed. Basically, they've got 3 close range bruisers as well as a support, and then a mage to basically deal all the damage. We will be going into the game. We've got the final pick being Zephys for SK Gaming. I'm expecting Vitality to take a more passive approach, although from the way they're rotating, we've got 3 around the mid lane. They will be spreading out, so they will be going a bit more of a passive approach to the early game. Take less risks. Don't take those risks that will make you lose the game instantly. This is last chance for them. They are at a 1-0 deficit. So they will need to make this count, get that 1-1, and then work on the game 3. In the meanwhile, we've got Lumber helping out Zephys in the jungle. Mina going for that slight invade. He might just choose to disrupt, maybe pull the buff out. Yep, there we go. He will cause the reset there. It will take a bit of time for them to actually finish that. Meanwhile, 07 going in. He will back off, but now Redemption going heavily aggressive. Now, Babani here has a chance to get a really nice knockup. If he can get that knockup in, he can open up for Vex to follow up with Zephys. He will go in. He doesn't get the knockup, but Redemption taking so much damage. Meanwhile, Wailing Blade comes through. Vex going extremely low. Redemption on the brink of death. Azure will fall. But now, triple stun from Moon. Vex going extremely low, will go down. Ika in the meantime gets Wonder Woman down on the top side. And now, a 3-on-3. They will actually reset, back off. Go back to their lanes, farm up. Ika already in top lane. He will push that wave and maybe try to get one wave missed from his opponent. However, Sutaro back in the lane now. Let's see, Crashed against Malik. This isn't really a matchup where we expect to see much happen. Malik can actually go for a kill, but every time Crashed will just jump out and disengage. On the other hand, Crashed doesn't really have any all-in potential to actually kill Malik. And if he does use his ultimate on his own, he will end up deterring his team when they want a team fight. Now, the Abyssal Dragon being started, or rather not started, being pulled out of the pit, mainly to beta rotation from SK Gaming. Vex will actually take the time to go down, but he will jump straight back onto his blue buff. Doesn't really want to waste too much time there. Babane going for the rotation now, just dragging a bit of XP from Vex. We'll go back to check the Abyssal Dragon. They will not start. They will just keep baiting it, basically. They want to cause a 4-man rotation bot. Maybe Moon will go with Ika to get that Sentinel. Meanwhile, Azure using that death signal, pulling him in. But nothing now. SK Gaming will start off that Abyssal Dragon now. Xennial is in the top lane. He is level 4. He can ult in at any time. Sutaro going for that Metamorphosis. Catches 2. Moon dashes in. Goes into normal form. Throws in her skill. Oh, heavy damage going on to Poseidon. Going extremely low. Vex dies as well. Babani going down. That's a 2 kill for Vitality. But now, Crash going down. Azure going down. That's a 2 for 2. 3 people alive for both teams. But the Abyssal Dragon, importantly, goes to Vitality. This is very important for them to get a lead now. Item-wise, we see 2 Null Reapers going in, 1 Leviathan being finished off by Xennial. Now, this spells Ryoma wants to go for that earlier damage rather than going for the straight Leviathan. We will now get the replay for that Abyssal Dragon fight. We see Poseidon going in, the Disrupt coming in from Sutaro with the Metamorphosis, Xennial ulting in with his protection. Now, here a clutch jump from Sutaro goes and slows 3 people from SK Gaming. Vex instantly falls, Azure goes down as well. However, 07 goes extremely low, takes down Crushed with him. So that's a 3 for 2 in favor of Vitality and the Abyssal Dragon. So that is a massive, massive lead gain there. Now they will start pushing it. They will start taking jungle away from SK Gaming, try and hold that lead. Something we've seen in the UC, which has been problematic, is teams taking leads but not finding a way to finish it. Now, so far, they have the lead. They've got a bit of a gold lead, about 2k. Will they etch it into a full-fledged lead to finish the game? That is where the difficulty is for Vitality. Now, Azure and Redemption taking that might buff. Meanwhile, Suitar just charging up his ultimate, getting ready for the next fight, and Xennial just getting himself farmed up. We do see a 4-man... SK Gaming keeps stacking 4 people on the bot side. They are so focused on that Abyssal Dragon. They know they want to take the next fight and they want to win it. So I'm expecting a rotation in the next 20 seconds. However, Lumber is sitting right next to 3 people. He may or may not know they're there. So he will stick around. He wants to go for that counter gank. Now, Moon goes back into normal form. We'll start that rotation. 2 seconds until Abyssal Dragon is up. Babani already setting up in the back of the pit. Vex in that brush has not been seen yet. However, Vitality will be expecting that 4-man. Shock comes in. 2-man knockup. Redemption and Soitaro get knocked up. Poseidon goes in. Drops the smite, but he's being focused all alone. Babani tries to go for that Earth Splitter and doesn't get anything out of it. SK Gaming hesitated and didn't go in at all. Now it's a 5 against 3. Wonder Woman, no way she can get here in time. Vex might be trying to go for that quick steal. However, he doesn't get it. Uses his dash and death from above to get out. So he does go for the try, but another Abyssal Dragon going down for Vitality. Gives them another bit of a gold lead. So now 3.0. Yeah, 3k is the lead. Gold chart going heavily in favor of Vitality at this point. Now, Redemption farming up that jungle. He wants to get those stacks on his Gnoll Reaper. Get that extra HP. Get him beefed up so that he can provide that tank line focus. Meanwhile, Babani sticking heavily to the middle. He wants to support his L'Oreal as much as he can. Now, just a bit of a stalemate on the top lane. No one can really kill anyone in both off lanes basically. So another rotation coming in towards bot lane. Azure going for that pull. Gets Babani in, but no one there to support him, so he will just back off. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman doing a mid rotation maybe? No, he's just trying to pull Ika out of his lane basically. They will go for a mid push. Spectral Ire just to clear the wave, and we'll back off. Gets that bit of a heal as well. Meanwhile, Azure sticking closely to Redemption. They want to combo that pull into Wailing Blade to get that combo off, but Poseidon fairly passive. He doesn't want to overextend, get caught out. That will basically give off the next Abyssal Dragon if he does. Babana gets pulled back, but he will jump back out. Wailing Blade lands onto Poseidon. Not much damage. Spectral Eye will clear the wave. And the wheel will just lay a bit of damage onto Redemption. Meanwhile, Suitaro, his ultimate is fully charged up, so he will be able to Metamorphosis when a team fight breaks out. Now, Vex sticking around, preparing for his next objective, which will be the Abyssal Dragon. Now, Lumber a bit falling behind, but he will make it on time. Malak ready to drop his shock. Abyssal is pulled out to the edge. It isn't reset, so they will go for it. Damage goes down. Shock being initiated in a bit from what I see. Yep, shock going in. Straight on the Abyssal Dragon. Suitaro gets knocked up. 07 jumps right onto Moon. Suitaro going in for a Metamorphosis in the back. Gets 3 people. Azure taunts 2 people. All being pulled in. Poseidon going extremely low instantly, but he will get his heal from his ultimate. Jumps out, jumps back in. 1 falling, 2 falling. That's Vitality taking a bad fight right now. Azure extremely low trying to fight Babani. He will get the kill there. However, Wonder Woman going for the chase on Azure. Ika going extremely low in the top side. Pish and Vex will go for the disengage, so Ika and Moon will survive. However, Azure in a bad situation against this Wonder Woman, he will go down. So that will be a 3 for 2 trade in favor of SK Gaming. Now, the Abyssal Dragon has not been taken yet, so there is an expectancy for another fight to go in really early. They will want to go for it instantly. Vitality already sending 3 people bot now. we should know that Ika has his ultimate again. So anytime he can go out, push the top lane again, or farm some jungle, get some more stacks, and he can rejoin the fight instantly. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman, though, she will choose to go to the top lane from what I see. No, mid lane. So her wave might push back into the turret, and they might lose it if they're not careful. Babane pushing out Suitaro again. However, Azur pulling Babane in again, but nothing going to happen from that. Abyssal Dragon pulled out again. However, rotation towards mid. Vex is sticking around. This Abyssal Dragon is just going to reset. They don't want to start it too aggressively. They know that now they need to be careful with those ultimates coming in. Wailing Blade, so much damage from the Spectral Arrow into Vex. Vex will have to back off now. Or maybe go for a camp, try to get the heal up. Okay, Abyssal Dragon will get started once again. Redemption, going for it. Wailing Blade. Now, that side coming in from Azur, pulls Malkin. Taunts him back into the fight. There is no way he can get out of this. That will be a free kill, free Abyssal Dragon for Vitality. No rotation coming in. Babane and L'Oreal being seen in the mid lane. Gave them a free objective right there. Now the lead is 4k. It is expanding a bit, but it is also getting to the point where it doesn't really matter anymore. Metamorphosis coming in. Earth Splitter as well. 3 people knocked up, but the tower will be going down. Dead side pulls Babane back in. Vex does not want any of this. He will back off. Give them the tower. They don't have a minion wave to push in at this point, so he will be safe in that bot side. Now, meanwhile, Wonder Woman pushing in onto Xennial. Just being a bit aggressive, just to not let him ult out. So he will back off, get another camp. Solve that gold deficit closed out. Redemption will get that might gold. Stacks coming in pretty clean. He will be upgrading that Null Reaper into Leviathan soon enough, probably after the next item or maybe the next 2 items. He is going for a full damage combo, so Redemption may look tanky, but if he's caught out, he will just disappear. He doesn't have any stats. He just now bought a gauntlet just to get some armor and some cooldown reduction, but overall, all he's got is HP, a bit of resistance and magic resist, but nothing much to actually go for a real tank item. So we do see 2 Mantle of Raws on that team. So the Vitality set has a lot of AoE damage. They've got 2 Leviathans, 2 Mantle of Raws. That means a lot of just tick damage just by being in the fight. So 3-man rotation on the mid, Vitality 2-man rotation on the mid. They are looking for the next big objective. They want to get that tower out of the way. The mid outer turret basically spells the end of the of any sort of laning. As soon as that goes down, all the jungle is open. Vitality will be able to take it. However, resistance submission going down. Wonder Woman stuns 2 people, but they will choose for the back out again. Earth Splitter wasted, Bracelets wasted. Vitality have 3 ultimates right now. They could go for a Dark Slayer. It is a potential option. However, Wailing Blade goes in. Poseidon goes extremely low. Metamorphosis falls through, but it will not hit anyone. They will take that tower for free. I doubt they will go for another one. However, they will go for the second one. SK seems to not want to defend this. They do lose the second turret now. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman in the top side, pushing into the inner turret, but she needs to back off. Right now, all of Vitality will be backing off. They will go for the blue buff and followed up by the Abyssal Dragon for sure. Meanwhile, Crash rotating to the top lane to stop that Wonder Woman push. And nothing being gained against that double turret push from Vitality. Now, Vitality actually skipped the Abyssal Dragon. SK will jump into the pit. They will jump back out. So they are hesitant. They don't want to take a full fight. If they lose a full-on fight at this point, if 3 or 4 of them die, SK Gaming are looking for a potential game end. They only have 1 turret stopping Vitality from actually entering their base. And with the Crushed Ultimate being there, they can basically take any turret they want at any time, just because of his massive shield and HP gain from Metamorphosis. Now, 3-man rotation. Wonder Woman playing on a knife's edge right now, staying in that brush state. She wants to keep vision over that Dark Slayer. However, she's rotating into the river. This is very risky. That side going in. Will get Earth Split. 3 people getting knocked up. Poseidon going in. Drops the smite. Metamorphosis coming in. Knocks 3 people off. Poseidon going extremely low, however, he keeps getting the resets, jumping and jumping and jumping. He is out of the smite, he doesn't have that added cooldown, so 1-1 will be taken down, 1-for-0 trade, and they will look for that tower push. Now, Pish getting slowed down. He will probably go for a shock, either to escape or to actually re-engage under a turret. However, avoids it. Will he go for the shock to engage? Gets interrupted. He tried to go behind the turret, but doesn't get it off. That's 2-for-0 trade. They might just go for this turret as well. Wailing Blade, extreme damage going onto Vex. He will have to back off. They will go for the turret. Another splitter gets only Ika, so they will get this turret for free. Pinwheel, just to get out of the pit, they might go for a Darkslayer rotation right now. Ika does go down, however. So, actually a 2-for-1 trade at this point. So, they cannot actually risk going for a Darkslayer at this point. They will reset. Vex going to clear his jungle as quickly as he can. He must do this every single time before Vitality actually decide to clear it themselves. A lot of teams do this. A lot of teams actually don't do this as well. It is very important. If you take an inner turret and even a base turret, once you do that, clear the enemy jungle. You clear the enemy jungle, you're not only gaining a lot more resources, you're taking away enemies' resources so that they can actually fall even further behind. Now, we see a 3-man rotation going from the mid, 4-man rotation going from mid towards Wonder Woman again. Wonder Woman has been overextending once and twice and 3 times. She will drop the burst of submissions, get that movement speed buff. However, gets pulled back now. Escape, rotating all of them here. Taunt goes in, Shock goes in. No one gets really knocked up. Spectral Arrow will regen. Redemption back to full health. Metamorphosis is coming in. Straight into the full team. Poseidon drops the smite. Gets all the resets. Lowered cooldown for him. So he will start healing really heavily. Vex going extremely low. Sutara going extremely low. He will get dropped. Vex on the brink of death. However, not falling. Redemption bursted out of the fight. Poseidon going extremely low as well. 07 will get dropped. Babani followed up. Vex as well. 3 people down. 4 people down for Vitality. So it will be a 4-for-3 trade in favor of SK Gaming. However, Moon on a rampage at this point. He will go back to clear the mid lane. He might actually try for a solo Abyssal, but he will actually not. He will just try to push Pish out of the lane, get that wave pushing. That way he doesn't get any damage onto his turret. So, fight's actually going seriously even. As I said, teams have been getting these leads, these really good leads. At this point, the lead will only really matter as soon as they hit 50k. As soon as they're around the 50k mark, everyone should be at 6 items for Vitality. Whereas SK will probably be at around 5.5. But as soon as that 50k mark is passed, everyone's going to be basically full build. It won't really matter how much gold they have. So gold just drops off the map. You don't even care about resources anymore. All you'll care about is basically focusing on getting your ultimate charged up and going for objectives. Now, we see a 3-man stack in this brush. Sutara's basically walking into it. However, he does have his jump still. Gets out of the fight, instantly resets. He doesn't want to have any of that. Now, Ika on the bot lane. He will start pushing that tower. There is a really low HP tower on the bot lane, so he can just freely push that out. As soon as the fight breaks out, he will ult in and join the fight using his Angelic Splendor. Now, Dead Brush right next to Darkslayer. They really want to bait this Darkslayer out. They want Vitality to make that misstep. Go for the Darkslayer, get caught in. Now Redemption pushing quite aggressively now. Ika will go for that tower, free tower. Basically will let the wave push out at this point. However, Pish is starting to rotate to the bot lane at this point. That is a bit of a mistake. As soon as he shows there, they can actually start a Darkslayer and just bait SK in. Because Pish doesn't have the mechanic to actually go back into the fight. So Azure pushing a bit forward. It's pretty tanky, so he can actually be allowed to do this. Now, Wonder Woman going on to Sutara. He might actually drop the Bracelet submission at this point. Going really low. He does drop it. Gets the movement speed off. Keeps going in, but he's way too deep. Now Moon jumps back in. Gets knocked up by the Earth Splitter. Moon being focused heavily. Shock coming in. 1 down for Vitality. Ika going extremely low. He will get dropped almost instantly. Now, Sutara following in. Redemption next first to be focused. Azure going down as well. Redemption going to back up right now. But he will get followed up. Spectral Arrow trying to get that region, but 5-for-0 trade. SK will get a free Darkslayer at this point, and they will go for the push. Beautiful fight coming in from SK Gaming right there. Waited for that bit of a re-engage onto Wonder Woman. He did risk a lot going extremely low. Bracelet submission was perfectly timed. Caught up to Moon. As soon as he caught Moon, his team was instantly on the call to follow up. The main target for them is in fact that Liliana. Liliana is the main source of damage for Vitality. As soon as you get her off the table, SK Gaming will stop dropping. They cannot actually be killed. They have such a tanky backline, frontline overall. Even L'Oreal is actually tanky. You build a bit of an off-tank build on L'Oreal, and basically you're getting more regen as you're dealing damage. So going for that perfect tanky build on SK Gaming will actually bring them back into the game. Now, Mina going for that Mail of Pain into magic resist. He's building an awful lot of HP into magic resist for only one mage, really. Or could counter it as 2 mages, considering the Lumber does AP. Pish will stick around the bot lane, just clear out, push it in, get some free damage on Star. Spectral Eye will clear the wave, followed by Wailing Blade. Now Liliana just aiming to poke the waves out. They at this point, Vitality, they just want to poke the waves out, just not let them have that wave to push into the turret, so that they can have that damage reduction on the turret whilst defending it. Babani getting taken extremely low. Shot goes in on the turret, will hit no one. Ika, Malleus misses everyone as well. Azur gets knocked up. Metamorphosis is coming in. Babani extremely low at this point. They want to get the reset. However, that side into top. SK going extremely low. Babani will actually almost drop. Will not. Heal comes through. And they will disengage with no one going down. That is absurd for so many ultimates being thrown in. Meanwhile, bot lane tower for Vitality is dropped. So they will at least get some gold out of that. Finish off some more items. We see Vex already full build, as well as Poseidon, and as well as 07 and Pish. However, just a couple more items for the Lumber. The support trailing a bit behind. Now another rotation coming in, going for the Abyssal Dragon probably. However, not that much of an important objective at this point. Redemption, getting that My Golem. Ooh, Lasso barely misses that. They will start clearing the Vitality jungle at this point. Vex in the top side, he will not be able to join the fight at this point. He will clear out a wave, push it in. They wanna, at this point, push all the waves into Vitality's turrets. As soon as they get those towers pushed in, Vitality will basically be forced to choose how they want to defend it. Either go for a 3-1-1 split, or actually go for a full defense on one turret and risk taking damage on the secondary turrets. Poseidon just lurking in the Sage Golem pit for now. And another mid push going in. Wheel drops down, clears the wave. Meanwhile, 07 clearing the wave in bot lane, pushing it in, as we previously mentioned. Now, a full bot lane push. Deadside comes in, misses. Spectral Ire onto 4 members, however, will cancel it and move away, avoiding any jump offs. Darkslayer will soon be coming up, so they might actually be deciding to clear this jungle out. Leave no space for Vitality to come back at this point. Now, we're seeing a lot of Ancestral Glories coming in. We've got 2 on the side of Vitality, 2 on the side of SK. SK's one being active as well as the Vitality one, so we're going to see a lot of revives coming in. No teamies on the field, but we're still going to see a lot of revives coming in the next coming fights. So top lane wave pushing. However, will get cleared by the Spectral Island's Wailing Blade. Shining Light just used to basically clear the wave. With the Whirling Sight, we'll follow up. Now, SK Gaming are playing quite split up. They're doing a 2-2-1 split. Vitality could actually take advantage of this and just go for a fight. However, with Wonder Woman being in the top side, they cannot actually commit 5 people to one lane, just because Wonder Woman can actually push a turret pretty quickly at this point. Now, she does jump onto Redemption, however, he will just pinwheel out, doesn't want to take any damage. We'll go for a simple Wailing Blade, clear that last cannon minion. Very passive play coming out from both teams at this point. Spectral Ire just get some damage on. Not much gonna happen at this point. Vitality do have the advantage that they have taken a base start, so their top lane will actually push out if it's left alone. Now, 53 seconds on the timer for the Darkslayer. They will be aiming to go for it. Now, SK could choose to just sit in this jungle and bait it. They could sit at the Sage Golem, clear out all, they clear out all the camps, and then just sit in the jungle. Oh, but Lasso comes in. Blade and Shield. Followed up, but nothing will come out of it. No Bristol submission was dropped, so no full engage. Now Mina going for another death sight. But no one really wants to engage at this point. Meanwhile, Sutara, he is face checking 3 people. However, will manage to jump out. Now, Poseidon just jumped into the pit. He didn't put himself into a very dicey position. Shock coming in. Gets Azura on the knockup. Metamorphosis comes in, followed up. Jumps back to the backline. Poseidon going half HP. Meanwhile, Azura dropped extremely low. Ika as well. Vex. Death from above onto the fight. However, Azura gets dropped. Ika gets dropped. Gets res back up. However, Ika instantly dropped back. Sutara now, meanwhile, getting res as well. He will try to back off into the turret, but gets dropped again. That is 2 50-second timers. Now Moon getting focused under the turret. However, Pish overextends, gets dropped by the turret. Lumber and Wonder Woman is stuck as well. Wonder Woman will get dropped. Pish gets the reset, but will get stunned by the Wailing Blade. He will get dropped as well, so that's 2 50-second timers for them as well. It's a 3 for 3 alive on both teams. 2 dropped. Now, Redemption has that Ancestral Glory as well. He might actually risk going in here, but if he gets caught out, he will lose his Ancestral Glory and maybe even his life. 2 for 2 trades so far. Darkslayer will not get started. Meanwhile, 30 seconds approximately on both teams. 20 seconds on the Vitality side. They could go for a risky play and just push for that Darkslayer instantly as they res. 8 seconds on the last one, which is Sutara. They will probably sell that Ancestral Glory for something else at this point. Until they can actually buy it back and actually use it for Ancestral Glories at this point on the Vitality side. That is insane. They want to get 4 resets now. Meanwhile, 07, will he actually sell his Ancestral Glory at this point? Pish as well. They might go for a Death Sickle. It is 4 Ancestral Glories on Vitality, 5 on SK. Everyone going for that fight reset. They don't want to actually risk getting eliminated quickly, so they want to get that possibility to revive, even if they're caught out. Now 07 sold an item, goes for the Fafnir's. Weird enough item. He's going for that attack speed into lifesteal, I guess. Wants to get that bit more damage. Now, Vitality sticking close to the mid lane, no one actually risking pushing to that Darkslayer. But SK Hesitant still hasn't even pushed for it. We've already had 1 Darkslayer taken by SK. If the second one goes to SK Gaming again, this might spell the end of the game. Darkslayer, an extremely strong buff for base pushing. As soon as that comes in, they could risk actually losing the game here for Vitality. And this is last chance. As we mentioned at the start of the game, SK Gaming are 1-0 up. They could actually do a misstep and come back in the next game. Vitality cannot afford to make any mistakes. Darkslayer has been taken by SK Gaming. This is last chance for Vitality. They need to come up big on the next team fight. Now Mina on the bot lane. As soon as she showed in the bot lane, they could just decide to push top lane. If this happens, if Mina isn't here on time, that could be a free tower push. However, she will join the mid lane. Might go for a cheeky dead side. Pull someone in. Vitality really need to pick at this point. Now Ika making himself seen in the mid lane. Now as that minion pushes in, goes for the knockup. Ika gets the malice onto 3 people. Shock comes in. Earth Splitter comes in. Races submission will stun 4 people in the backline. Metamorphosis pushes 3 people off of the turret. Vex going extremely low. Azure as well. Ika dropped a bit, but will regen some HP back up. Now Azure on the brink of death. He will maybe get the reset. Poseidon gets dropped, but he does have the Ancestral Glory, as well as Zika, as well as Sutaro. Azure as well, they will get the reset up. Poseidon, though, extremely low under the turret, will take more damage, will get dropped a second time. No, he will actually make it out. Pish, as well, on a sliver of HP, 07 as well. Vex and Babani are the last men with a bit of HP tanking it up. Ika gets dropped. Sutara on the brink of that. Zorde is dropped as well. Moon as well. Redemption will get the revive from the Ancestral Glory. We'll get the Spectral Arrow onto 3 people. 07 dropped. Pish will get the reset. Babani will get revived as well under the turret. However, Pish will get taken down now by Redemption and Sutaro. Babani racing through the jungle trying to get away. However, Redemption going for that kill. He's trying to get that finish onto Babani. He will actually get it. Pinwheel onto the bush, however, misses it. Sutara follows in. Spectral Arrow to finish him off. So that will be a 3-for-3 trade. So many Ancestral Glories up now. Poseidon potentially making a mistake here. Jumps onto 2 people, gets the reset. However, he jumped out of his own smite, so he doesn't get the cooldown reduction. He will get dropped. This is the worst case scenario for them. They have such offset timers. They've got 07 coming up in 14 seconds, 20 seconds for Pish, 31 for Babani, 40 for Poseidon. Meanwhile, all of Vitality is back up. They could go for a finishing push here. They do have a mini wave in the top lane. Vex, at this point, the only way he could save this is before the team fully regroups, he has to go in on that wave and clear it before it hits the turret. If that wave hits the turret, this is game over. 07, passively waiting at the destroyed turret on their base. Sutara pushing him away. They want to go for this finish. They want to go for the base. They will probably ignore the whole fight and just simply go for a base focus. However, there's no minions under the turret. There's an 80% damage reduction on that base. You are insane, Vitality. What are you doing? All of Vitality going extremely low. Moon dropped. Redemption next one to be focused gets dropped. Azure is dropped. Ika is dropped. That's a 4-man down. Sutara will be the next one focused. HP on the core is so low, but they will get aced. 5-man push now from SK Gaming going towards the enemy turret. However, one of them needs to back. There is a mini wave pushing in on that base. 07 go. Is he gonna make it in time? No! That base is going down. Vitality with the most of luckiest finishes, or maybe pre-planned finishes, gets the win with a Winion finish. That was insane. The fate that Vitality must have had in finishing off that base without actually focusing anyone in the fight. They literally ignored everyone. Massive mistake there. To actually ignore the whole team and go for the base was possibly a good decision, but they made the fatal mistake of letting SK jump on the minions before they hit the actual tower range. If you don't get the tower range, the 80% damage reduction on the base stands. Big mistake there. Luckily for them, Winions came through and they do get the win. It is 1-1. We will be back momentarily for the 3rd game of the series. Don't go anywhere.